starting 11s and that, and combined 11s, and not wanting to put him in. But it's all right because we know how good he is, right? Now the sending off, right? The sending off, it's a bit stupid by Trossard. He does kick the ball away, but to me, there's two things at play here, right? For me, right, that made me angry about this, right? Number one, Doku does the same thing earlier on in the game. Nothing. No yellow card, nothing, right? The Trossard one, he does it. He's sent off for a second yellow, right? Where is the consistency in these referees? We saw it in the Brighton game. It was the same thing. Now, I've heard they tried to come out and say, oh, well, he was kind of passing it back to the spot where, right? And that's the other thing. I noticed they tried to come out and justify this one with a statement. They didn't make no statement with the João Pedro one in the Brighton game. There was no statement. They just chose to ignore it. There are no consistency with these referees. They are not consistent when it comes. I thought the referee had a poor game. I mean, the City fans could even argue that Walker wasn't even fully back in position when he waved play on. The referee was terrible. He was terrible in the game, right? And that's what changed the game. We were on top at that point. I'll tell you, I was there. I was thinking very confidently, I think we're going to get another.
Stupid from Trossard.
Right?
Very
Let's
stupid.
touch on that because.
But do you know what the thing is, right? This is a lot of this is this new rule, right? This new rule. I want to see it carried out, like what Arteta said after, to the letter.
I agree.
And let's see how many players get. So last week, Szoboszlai done the same thing, nothing. Yeah. And this is what's angering fans now. And really and truly, it's the rule. I feel the rule, how it used to be, because remember, they brought this in this season. This is a new thing. Just like they had that one the other day where they said about dissent, where you had that Chelsea game, ridiculous, where there was like about 14 yellow cards. Because like a referee was players are going up to referee and saying, what? And the referee's going, oh, you're not allowed to approach me, only the captain, so you get a yellow card. This new ruling now that they brought in is ruining games now, right? Because to me, it used to be, if you did an obvious just launch the ball away, you get booked for thing. But now, it can be like what they described with the Declan Rice thing. Even though it was gentle,
even if you just tap it to the side.
This is spoiling the game. I'm sure everybody who's watching that game, probably bar Abbey, right? Wanted to see 11 versus 11 on the pitch. I did want
to see 11 versus 11. I didn't want to see
11 versus 11
I didn't want to see part of the bus for the whole second half, no.
Yeah, nor did I.
I didn't want to see that.
Nor did I, nor did any Arsenal fan. I was feeling very confident
But then you can also argue that, okay, regardless of that rule that has obviously now been implemented, Trossard is stupid for doing that. Declan Rice was stupid. So the question...
No, the Declan Rice thing...
But it is. But on the letter of the law...
Szoboszlai was stupid, but nothing...
Not fair. And I agree with the consistency. I agree with the consistency. But Trossard is stupid, as is Declan Rice.
Why is the letter of the law...
They're stupid. They're stupid.
Trossard's is 3 yellows.
But Trossard's one is stupid because if you know there's all these inconsistencies, why on earth are you doing that?
But then you could argue.
I'm not going to lie. I thought you got sent off for flipping barging into the back.
That's the thing.
So you're on yellow. You've gone charging into the back of someone, and then you just done a double whammy.
You could argue though.
You're an idiot.
3 yellows.
Yeah, but you could argue, right? You could argue that and say stupid, but you could also argue and say, well, you know, the way the guys refereeing the game.
Because he was allowing those barges.
He's allowing certain things. And, because there was barges on Arsenal players as well. Remember when Haaland steamed in
into Saliba?
To Saliba, right? So he got nowhere near the ball, nothing.
Did it to Rodri as well.
Rodri
4 seconds as well.
It's the same. Listen, they had a little bit of that edge in the game, which was good.
The Rodri one, right? I thought the referee dealt with that one right because it's right at the start of the game.
4 seconds.
I thought that Rodri, the way he stayed down in that, he's trying to get the man thing. That's my problem with that. I'm not saying he's not caught him. I'm saying, come on, Rodri, get up, man. You're trying to. When they're talking about dark arts, that is also dark arts. What Rodri's trying to do there. Right, the game ain't even started yet. Right? So
Havertz, don't do that. Don't give him an opportunity.
To me,
it's about the mentality of giving people opportunities to put the dark arts on you. And Arsenal seem to do that right now.
I saw yesterday.
No mentality, innit?
City were rattled.
Trossard too far in front to know the foul was called. No, I don't believe that. He knew what he's doing.
I do think that this new rule. Watch them scrap this one, like they do with other ones. Last year, remember, every year this Premier League come up with
tweak something.
Last year it was the handball thing.
Yeah.
Every minute a ball touch on that. Now they've gone back to sense. oh no, what we're going to do this year, if it's obviously that a player can't get his hand out of the way, we won't give it.
Because already what's happening is if you tap it or kick it in the same direction as the free kick, we'll let you off. But if it goes away, then we'll give you a yellow.
Now the new one this year, Flex, is the kicking the ball, delaying a restart, right? Which I bet you any money that will fade away, right? Because this is what they do. And then the other one is this ridiculous one where they're saying with players, I get it, you don't want players to come shouting at refs and that. But if a player gets fouled and he says to the ref, which is what I saw a couple of these even this weekend and last weekend, and he says, ref, what's going on? He fouled me. And then the ref goes over to him and gives him a yellow card because he says, the captain's supposed to come to me.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm sorry, this is the heat of battle.
Mashing up the game,
and that will be another, and it's too much.
No, it is.
I don't want to see, we're supposed to go for a game and not know much about the referee. That's why they wear black.
Yeah.
Black kit, black boots, because they're not supposed to stand out. They're just supposed to be the guys, and it's a hard job.
Yeah,
it's a hard job, but I do think they're put under unnecessary pressure by these constant rule changes. And we don't see it in the other leagues.
Can I just ask this question before we get back in? I tweeted it as well about Michael Oliver. Obviously, the Doku,
he's supposed to be one of our best ones.
The Doku situation on McAllister last year, he said he didn't want to give it because it was a big game, dying embers. That's a penalty for us. You know, in the season before, we could have won the league with that. I have to say, right, and I said it last season after the show, Lee's spoken about it on AFTV last night. When you're getting paid by another organisation, right, there has to be questions made. He should not be in the Premier League as a referee. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
the integrity has been tampered with.
Over in Dubai. Put forward for everything.
Exactly. I wonder why.
What are you doing in Abu Dhabi, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing over there?
20 grand for a game. If you want that, go and do it every week.
What are you doing in Abu Dhabi?
You can't. And Robbie, when I said this last year, I was getting called crazy, by the way.
Yeah, because you, innit?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not. Listen, I am not.
But you have to ask the question
For the purposes of legal matters, right? I am not saying anything.
You need to protect.
I'm just simply asking a question. What are you doing in Dubai?
Not a clash.
Why are you in Abu Dhabi?
The integrity has to be called in because, boy, he should not be allowed. Forget just Arsenal games again. In my opinion, there's an investigation that has to be made there. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, if they're doing his, do Anthony Taylor.
Yes.
Get him out and all, yeah.
Keep him in the Championship. You see his mistake when he went down to the Championship? Should have been in League 2. Should have been doing Flex's vet team.
Let me help you. Congrats to Ricardo.
This one here. Held that budget. Ross Kemp looking scrubbed to hold that. Big up Mattis up the Chelsea. Talking about Nicky Hawkins.
We need to get Nicky on. I need to speak to him about this moist thing, right?
Yeah,
anyway, we'll get to that.
Last one for a bit. How can Tross delay the restart when Silva's down? Doesn't matter now, does it?
This is what players are getting sent off.
Doesn't matter. Let's go to Nicky Hawkins and West Ham then. West Ham 0,